What is up, everybody? I'm your legendary commander here, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved, and particularly broken base locations. Well, I've got one for you today. This one is on extinction, and on officials, it's not nearly as broken as it is on unofficials. And you can really tell that the Ark devs, they tried to get rid of this. They didn't want you to live here. And well, they did a pretty good job. They almost derailed me on this video, but it's still broken as crap and I can still abuse it. So let's get on into it. So the first thing to know is, where is it? Well, it's over by the north gate. And if you don't know what the north gate is, there are 4 gates around the city, and the north gate is the one facing the mega boss, the big boss. That's where it's at. It's on that side. It's also particularly the closest building, with the 3-platform ledge right next to the gate. Not hard to miss. I firmly feel taking over this building in multiple areas is actually a very valid and strong point. But your main base, where you store all your goodies, needs to go in the special place up higher in the building. Alright, now that we know where it is, let's get on to building it. If you're on an unofficial server that has none of the structure blocking system in it, basically the no-clip server, which is the cool server, well, you can pretty much build anywhere in this thing. Alright, so have fun, build your ultimate base, because ain't nobody getting in this thing once you're done. Now, if you're on the official server, well, it's a little harder to build. I went to my single player server where everything is set to a default and was able to get some structures placed, but there are a lot of structure placing problems. You can place foundations in some places. In other spots, foundations will absolutely not snap. Pillars tend to snap a little better. They're a little less finicky. Well, getting ceilings and walls in were also a big problem. A lot of times I could get the foundations down, but then the walls would not snap to the foundation I just placed. It was a bit weird. So what I wound up doing was pillaring off the front doors, making it to where, yeah, there was a little bit for you to see out, like you had a little peek hole window thing, but nothing could get through. That does mean you have to leave one section open so you can get in and out. But you hide in these slats, and nobody's going to reach you. It's so hard to get in there with anything. You would have to leverage a Titan. And even leveraging a Titan might not be enough, because that Titan's so big, and if you have the proper turret coverage, well, you probably won't see anything, honestly, because the Titan just would get murdered by the number of turrets you put out there to stop anything coming at it. Well, no base is unraidable, so what about things like cannons and stuff that are outside of turret range? Or using tech rifles? I mean, we're on extinction. The element is like a dime a dozen. That's true. It's very true. But have you ever fired a tech rifle on the back of a Quetzal? Or much worse, a Titan? That Sky Titan, is mobile as it is and up in the air, it moves a lot. And that leaves for a lot of play with your tech rounds flying at that target. Well, maybe you don't care. Maybe you have piles of rifles and piles of element. Well, there's another problem. People are going to be shooting at you. And yes, you could try and take all day, but that Sky Titan doesn't have forever. So, if people are shooting at you, or attacking you with aerial assaults and everything to prevent you, they're going to be very heavily reliant on their birds with this base. That's one of the big things that they're going to have. All their good stuff will be back in this base. Their bad stuff is all on the ground below where you could see it, because they're going to tuck away the good stuff where it's safe. And they're going to keep their birds up there, because that's where their birds are going to need to be. To put their birds anywhere else would be crazy. You will have to survive attack after attack after attack on the back of the Titan. You can mount a cannon and say, well, I'm just going to fire a cannon. I tried to get the range on it. That's a great idea. Use a cannon. But once you get the range, you're still going to be shot at. You're going to be attacked. You're on the back of a Titan. People are going to try and take you off any way they can, or they're going to kill the Titan. Finding that range means possibly re-maneuvering multiple times to get it in just the right range, because those slats are slanted. They're not your normal straight on, I just aim up and fire. You've got to stay out of turret range, and you got to fire through a narrow slat. That little slat, it's hard. It's hard to get around in there without having to readjust and make sure you're in the right area. And again, while you're doing all this, you're being shot at. Now, maybe you'll just run the Titan right into it and attack. Well, that was one that I thought about, and maybe you could. So the enemy has leveraged a Titan. Well, where else on the server are you safe from somebody who leveraged a Titan? I don't know of any places. So this is the only one that requires a Sky Titan. And even then, they have to get inside the base. So even if they breach the outer wall, now they're flying into a death trap inside. You place your turrets inside, maybe a little plantettes in there. You're gonna definitely need a lot of water. But you'll place all that inside, they'll fly in, and if they've never been inside before, they'll be like, holy crap, where do I go? And even then, when they fly in, they're still not gonna know exactly what to do, because now they gotta drain turrets inside where they're trapped in a hole. That's hard to do. So, well, yes, no base is ever unraidable. With enough resources and enough manpower, anybody can destroy a base. The thing is, though, that this base is so hard to raid, or will be so hard to raid, that it's non-existent, basically. Raiding will not happen to you. You will not see raiding, and you'll be able to hide and be safe for pretty much indefinitely. Even an alpha would be a little afraid of a guy who has enough turrets to defend this, because he wouldn't be able to get in. Yes, somebody can abuse it. There are always ways to abuse anything, mechanics, but those guys are going to do that whether you're out there on the ground or up here in this building. So why not just build in the safest place you can and deter as much of that as possible. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed it. I didn't really build too much in here because I figured there's some genius that's locked into an alpha tribe, or maybe he's not into an alpha tribe. Maybe he's just in a regular old tribe, and well, I know you all will figure it out, and you'll do something much better than what I could have done in this ever. Like I said, that's going to be it for this one. You all take care, and I'll catch you next time.